Can you check YouTube?
Yeah. Oh, coming. Did you set that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you didn't? It says scheduled. That's cool. It says upcoming. 8 o'clock.
Oh, there it goes. It's streaming.
What?
I think it was just trying to get over there.
That's so cool. Okay, hold on.
Do we have sound?
Hold on, let me see. I went to the other page so I can check it from another spot. We have sound. I think
have sound?
that's a long delay.
Okay.
Alright, so that one has sound.
Alright, go live?
Yep.
Now, this one I don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like the mic?
Yeah.
Hold on. Alright. Sounds good.
I mean, you can hear that fan, but we can reduce noise later. This microphone is supposed to. Anyway. I don't know where my script went, though.
Where'd it go?
Oh, got it. Okay, so I don't know where it went. I had it open in a separate tab, but I think it disappeared.
What the hey?
Well, I put it in a different one so I could just open it up, but I don't know what happened. Alright, do you want to wait for people to join, or do you want to just start recording?
Is anybody in?
No. Well, there's 6 people in for preview.
How long is their preview?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think it's like 10 seconds. That's what it is on the video.
That's cool.
Anybody that's previewing, we're recording a podcast tonight on Nancy Guthrie. It's a super fan only live, but it's going to be our new Wednesday night thing to record our episode, and we decided to do Nancy Guthrie since everybody's wanting to know more of the background information and things like that. So we put the timeline together, we put all of the information together, and we are ready to record as soon as we get going. We should have brought water in here.
No.
Do you want to go get it?
It's on the table.
Okay.
I don't want my fingers to bleed.
I
drink it all. Thank you for the likes. We are about to record a podcast episode live so you guys can watch. Thank you so much. I have my water. That's so weird.
We are double streaming, so we're on YouTube right now as well as TikTok. And this episode will go on Spotify once we get it done.
Yeah.
And our recording process is a little interesting, so just bear with us.
How to sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank
Bless
you.
you again. All right, everything looks good to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good so far.
So you're up first. Whenever you're ready.
Welcome back to Red Flags and Body Bags. I'm Chloe.
And I'm Dana, and tonight we're talking about Nancy Guthrie. Wow, we're off to a great start.
I thought I was going to be the first one to do that.
I always do that. Okay, go again.
Like from the top? Make it drop?
Yep.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Ready, go.
Welcome back to Red Flags and Body Bags. I'm Chloe.
And I'm Dana, and tonight we're talking about Nancy Guthrie. Missing person stories all start in their own way. This one began with silence. An 84-year-old woman who usually attends a virtual church service on Sundays with a group of her friends at one of their houses doesn't show up for that gathering. Not a she's late as usual situation, more like she never misses, and within hours, her front steps become a crime scene. Blood on the porch, confirmed to be hers now. A doorbell camera that goes offline in the middle of the night. A pacemaker app disconnects from her phone shortly after. And then, the FBI releases images of a masked, armed figure at her front door.
So tonight, we're walking you through who Nancy Guthrie is and the timeline from the last normal night to the current investigation. Who the key people are, what law enforcement has actually confirmed, and what's swirling online that isn't confirmed. Because Nancy isn't a headline. She's a mother. She's a grandmother. She's loved. And her family is being told she was taken.
Before we get into the disappearance itself, the doorbell cameras, the ransom letters, the FBI search, we want to take a moment and really talk about who Nancy Guthrie is. Because behind every headline, behind every surveillance image, there's a person with a full life, a history, and years of memories. Nancy Ellen Long was born January 27th, 1942, in Fort Wright, Kentucky, to her parents, Pierce Franklin Long Sr. and Margaret Ann McDermott. She grew up in northern Kentucky and in 1959 graduated from Notre Dame Academy, an all-girls Catholic school. She went on to attend the University of Kentucky, where she was on the staff of the student newspaper, the Kentucky Colonel. In December of 1963, Nancy married Charles Errol Guthrie, a Georgia Tech graduate and a mining engineer. The couple began a life together that centered on family and lots of adventures. For a time, their young family lived abroad in a suburb of Melbourne, Australia, while Charles's work took them overseas. But by 1973, the Guthries had made their way back to the United States and settled in Tucson, Arizona, finding a home in the Catalina foothills. Foothills? What? Cut that out. Read it. Foothills.
Yo, y'all are getting the live of actual recording. This is actually really good so far. So, let me tell you, it sounds crazy most times when we're doing this.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
By 1973, the Guthries had made their way back to the United States and settled in Tucson, Arizona, finding a home in the Catalina foothills area of Pima County, the same community where Nancy would live for more than 5 decades. In April of 1975, the family purchased the property that would remain Nancy's home into 2026. Nancy and Charles raised their 3 children here, Cameron, Annie, and Savannah. Now a familiar name to many as a co-anchor of NBC's Today Show. Tragedy struck in June 1988 when Charles passed away at the age of 49 from a heart attack while on a mining exploration in Mexico. And Nancy was left a widow, raising 3 children on her own. She did it with resilience and grace, a hallmark of how those who knew her describe her life.
Nancy... What?
Sorry.
Golly.
I was going to say, let's talk to Kayla before I go.
Hey, Kayla, how's it going?
Welcome,
Tap,
Kayla.
tap the screen.
Welcome, everyone in the chat. We're live recording. It's usually pretty chaotic, and we have to edit a lot of things out. So when you actually hear the podcast episode on Spotify, it's because we did lots of editing. Lots of editing.
And you didn't hear me say the F-bomb 30 times. So.
But welcome in. Thanks for coming in, you guys. This
Yes.
is a super fan only live, so the only people in here that are chatting and doing things are super fans. Everyone else can preview, and if you want to jump in, jump in.
Jump in.
And then after we get done actually recording the script, we're going to hang out with you guys for a little bit.
Cheryl's in here too. Hey,
Oh,
Cheryl.
hey, Cheryl.
She sent some stuff up there too.
Thanks for the follow, guys. All right, are you ready?
That's a long part from
the top.
Here we go. All right. Nancy balanced family and community engagement with professional work as well. In August 1990, she began working at the University of Arizona, where she served as a spokeswoman for University Medical Center and later as an associate in university advancement. She coordinated programs like Center Stage. That's a series that brought music to patients, staff, and visitors, and served as program director for MedCamp. That's an annual opportunity that introduced Arizona high school students to career in medicine. Her involvement extended beyond her job. In 2000...
At least you didn't say foothills.
Foothills. Foothills. Okay.
God.
Let's see. Her involvement extended beyond her job. In 2000, she was elected president of Southern Arizona chapter of the Public Relations Society of America, a role that recognized her professional contributions and community engagement. Times of loss continued. In 2003, her mom, Margaret Ann, passed away. But Nancy built a life rooted in her community, her family, and her faith. In 2012, she shared a special moment with her son Cameron when she flew in an F-16 aircraft that he piloted. That's that famous picture or that famous picture. Now it's a famous picture of Nancy in the flight pilot suit. That's cool. A symbol of family pride and military service. She became a grandmother in 2016, and in 2018, her son Cameron retired from his career as a military pilot. Like so many families, the pandemic years, 2020 to 2021, meant long separations. But eventually they reunited, celebrated birthdays like Nancy's 80th birthday in 2022, and shared ordinary family moments together.
Those details matter because they remind us that Nancy is not just a missing person. She's a daughter, a mother, a grandmother, and a friend. A woman with a full story that stretches back decades. And that story gives context to just how concerning her disappearance is, because she was known to her family and her community. She was mentally sharp, active in church and social life, and living in the home she had made for more than half a century.
And the reason we're starting here is because it explains why her disappearance hit so hard and so fast. Nancy had routines. One of the routines, that virtual church meetup on Sundays, is so consistent that when she didn't show, a friend noticed. And that friend contacted the family. This isn't the kind of maybe she went on a spontaneous road trip situation. Investigators have said they don't believe she left voluntarily.
Let's walk through the timeline we have from law enforcement reporting. January the 31st, 2026, Nancy spent the evening with family. Sheriff's officials have given a sequence that includes Nancy traveling to a family member's home in an Uber at 5:32 p.m., being dropped back off at her house at around 9:48 p.m. The garage door opens, then closes a couple minutes later at 9:50 p.m.
And this is the... well, let's see where Okay. And this is one of the last time-stamped moments that feels normal. Then comes the first something is wrong moment. In the early hours of February 1st, 2026, around 1:47 a.m., the doorbell camera disconnects. Stop making me smile, bro. At about 2:12 a.m., software detects a person. But investigators said there was no video available from that moment. Then around 2:28 a.m., Nancy's pacemaker app shows it disconnects from her phone.
And here's where the story shifts from missing to possible abduction. Investigators later said they believe she may have been taken against her will.
Now we get to go to the next morning, Sunday, February 1st. At 9 a.m., Nancy doesn't show up on her virtual church group meeting. A friend from that group reaches out to Nancy's family. Reportedly, they reached out to Annie, her daughter, at around 11 a.m. And that's when the family checks on her, and they arrive at her home around 11:56 a.m. They search the home, and what they find is not Nancy. And what they also find is important. Reports say her personal items like her wallet and her phone are still at home.
I don't know how my sections got so much shorter than
Bruh,
yours.
I think you swapped them. You gave me the encyclopedias.
I can swap this if you want to.
Bruh, I told you the only book I ever read was The Giving Tree.
Do you want me to do both of these? I don't know how your section got so long.
That's fine. I'm only supposed to have the background, you know what I mean? Like, and did.
Yeah.
And she shut the door.
And she did what?
And that was the last time she was seen. For real. Okay.
Do you think our podcast recording methods are professional?
Yeah, it's fantastic. This is how we get through our episodes.
Out of water. Already.
Out of water?
Started, yeah.
You didn't even put water in it? You put water in mine and not yours. Okay.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, read both of those?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you a break.
Absolutely.
I don't know how that happened. Sorry.
Yeah, I've been killing it though, right?
Probably my fault.
I've been killing it, right? Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It's because we have our hype crew here.
I think so. Caleb been making me nervous because I know she's watching me and judging me.
And
Caleb's like that.
Screenshot.
Caleb's like that friend in the class that's like, Caleb's like that friend in class that's like, you finna mess up? I'm kicking your chair or something.
Hey, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica. All right,
ready?
Why do we both clap for I'm doing like a cheerleader. You're doing it like... And I'm like, let's go. Oh, my God.
All right.
All right, those are both your parts.
Got it.
Okay.
At 12:03 p.m., the family calls 911. By 12:15 p.m., Pima County Sheriff's deputies arrive. This isn't a situation where she took her car and disappeared into the desert. Her car is still located at her home. Investigators later seized that vehicle from her garage. And investigators have confirmed...
What kind of word is that?
I was
Were you
trying to say...
confirmed in blood at the same time?
Yeah.
Confirmed.
When you have ADHD and your brain is faster than your mouth.
Confirmed. When you hear that word, that means it has been confirmed blood. Confirmed.
Oh, God. Okay.
Kayla. Oh, my God. Put the words on that screen. All right. All right. Don't play. Don't play because you will be our other podcaster. And I'm not joking. New word. Confirmed.
Sorry, guys.
Got it.
Okay.
From the top. Make it drop. She said no because I am.
All right. Kayla would say foot heels.
Oh, yeah, you know she would. Like, them investigators on here, Dad, confirmed. Now.
All right, here I go. Stop. I have to get through this. Kayla, I love you. I'm sorry. Investigators have confirmed blood on the front porch steps that matched Nancy's DNA. They've also said part of a doorbell camera setup appears to have been removed or tampered with. By midday, Border Patrol Borstar units had deployed canines, and by 8:55 p.m., search and rescue operations were initiated that included ground searches, air searches, and technology-assisted searches. Investigators observed conditions at the home that they considered concerning, and evidence suggested Nancy Guthrie did not leave voluntarily. Searches continued overnight and through early morning on February 2nd. And included search and rescue teams, canines, drones, helicopters, fixed-wing aircraft, infrared, and heat-sensing technology. Search patterns were digitally mapped and tracked, and the residence remained central to investigative focus.
I was trying not to laugh. The tone of the investigation took a more serious turn around 9 a.m. press briefing when...
Quit thinking about
Well, I don't understand. I was going to say prima.
It took a more serious turn at around 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
no,
my
I
fault,
know what
that's a run-on sentence.
Oh, I don't know. You're the teacher.
It's supposed to say at the 9 a.m. press briefing.
I was going to say prima.
Pima. Kayla, don't leave.
Kayla, stop that mess now.
Okay,
here we go. The tone of the investigation took a more serious turn at the 9 a.m. press briefing with the Pima County Sheriff, Chris Nanos.
I wasn't going to say anything. I didn't say anything. Just go again, one more time, but it's when Pima County Sheriff
Now
Chris
I see the win.
addressed the media.
Now I know it's when. Pima.
Don't forget that word. Okay, ready?
Pima.
Go.
The tone of the investigation took a more serious turn at the 9 a.m. press briefing when Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos addressed the media. The sheriff made it clear the law enforcement no longer believes that Nancy...
Let's take a break. I'm going to grab some water.
No, I think it's really this room. Because think about how smooth we... No, I really think it's the room because there's no ventilation.
I'm going to get water.
And you know it'd be like getting to my
Look,
head.
practice your script while I get water.
Ooh, yeah, give me that breeze. Bro, we ain't got no ventilation in here in this little Harry Potter closet now. This is our podcast room. It is a cool room, but... Stop, Kayla, no. No, honestly, this is really good because normally when we record, it's way worse than this. Way worse than this. But in here, like, oh man, that cold air hits. I just get fresh air, bro. If I sit here too long, I'll be breathing in my own air.
It's normally like 5 million edits, so don't you worry.
Kayla's actually going to close her eyes while I'm doing my presentation in front of the class. Okay. I was doing really good. Okay. Normally it's way worse than this, so we're doing really good. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
The tone of the investigation took a more serious turn at the 9 a.m. press briefing when Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos addressed the media. The sheriff made it clear that law enforcement no longer believes that Nancy Guthrie simply walked away from her home. He stated that the authorized investigators believed Nancy did not leave on her own, and that the circumstances inside her residence were inconsistent with the voluntary disappearance. Because of what they observed, officials declared her home as a crime scene. Sheriff Nanos also said that while they're actively following all leads, specific details about evidence are being withheld by investigators. So
as not to compromise the ongoing inquiry.
So as?
You can say it however you want to say it.
Is being withheld by investigators, so it doesn't compromise an ongoing inquiry.
There you go.
That why does it say so as?
Because that's how I speak, so that's how I type. I'm sorry.
Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Oh.
So as not to compromise
Is
the
that
ongoing
proper?
inquiry.
That's proper way to
Yes.
say it. So as.
Yes.
All
All right, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
At this point, authorities have confirmed they are now in possession of Nancy's cell phone, and they've been attempting to review footage from the home's surveillance systems, including doorbell cameras, a key part of piecing together the timeline of her disappearance. Law enforcement has also been careful to say that at this point, they have no definitive evidence showing whether Nancy was specifically targeted because of who her daughter is, meaning they are exploring multiple possibilities without jumping to conclusions.
As the focus sharpens, so did the strategy. Search and rescue operations, including air assets that had been flown over rugged terrain, were stood down. After several days, and officials confirmed that the case is no longer being treated as no longer being treated primarily as a missing person search mission. Instead, it has shifted squarely into a criminal investigation, with detectives, homicide investigators, and forensic teams taking the lead.
At about noon, authorities issued a silver alert to broaden public awareness and ask anyone with information to come forward. Later that same day, law enforcement announced a reward of up to $50,000 for tips that lead to Nancy's safe return or the arrest of someone involved in her disappearance. And in a detail that captured national attention, a local Tucson CBS affiliate, KOLD News, reported that it had received a letter demanding payment for Nancy's release. Oh.
That says Dana.
I was waiting for you to read. Sorry. This case quickly becomes multi-agency. The FBI is involved, and everyone is reminded that a reward of up to $50,000 has been made available for information. There are also more reports of ransom notes sent to media outlets, with investigators addressing deadlines while still cautioning that not every public claim can be substantiated.
On February 4th, investigators reestablished crime scene tape at Nancy's home and moved the media to a new staging area further back. And by February 9th, Nancy's children had released a few different videos making pleas for their safe return. No, their safe return?
For the safe return of their mother.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. And by February 9th, Nancy's children had released a few different videos making pleas for the safe return of their mom. And then the investigation pushes into other locations, starting with a court-authorized search in Rio Rico, Arizona. NBC affiliates reported... Affiliates?
Affiliates.
Why did I say affiliates?
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ. Okay. NBC affiliates reported a man who identified himself as... I don't know how to say his last name.
Palazuelos. Do you want me to read that part?
Yep, I do.
Okay.
That's all yours right there.
Before I start reading, though, I want to remind you to remind me to tell you something about the TMZ ransom that they received at the end of recording, because it's pretty funny. Yes, it's actually funny. Okay, so don't forget, that's your homework. Remind me at the end. Okay, I'm starting here. Oh, okay, listen. Valentine's cake, Mighty Sweetie,
Ooh.
hearts.
She's giving me candies. Yeah, you are.
Tap it up. Oh, wait.
She's like, wait. She's probably like, I got homework.
Yeah, TMZ got a new ransom letter today, and remind me to tell you something about the
She
conversion.
said, what was the homework?
Remind me to tell you something about the conversion on the Bitcoin, because you're going to laugh.
Remind her to tell you about
And
it.
I don't know how no one else noticed it, and I refuse to say it out loud. Well, I in my video, I refused, but I don't refuse now. I'll tell you what it says. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm starting here.
Yeah.
Okay. Starting with a court-authorized search in Rio Rico, Arizona, NBC affiliates reported a man who identified himself as Carlos Palazuelos said he was detained for questioning and then released. He said investigators told him he resembled the person in the released images. Important wording. Detained for questioning is not the same as charged, and resembles is not proof. But it tells you investigators are chasing leads, either appearing to tamper with or disable the camera. That image is basically gasoline on an already burning fire because now the public has a figure to stare at. And when the public has a figure, the internet starts trying to turn it into a name.
Investigators have also publicly stated here there are no confirmed suspects or persons of interest, at least as of those briefings. That's a key point we'll come back to when we talk about speculation. Let's talk about Nancy's children, because they're public areas. I just read that backwards, and how did I do that?
You said areas, and the word is please.
How did I read that backwards and cut off the P of the tail of the P?
I don't know.
I literally saw areas.
Maybe you were reading R and the S together, like ARESAS. You put those two words together.
I do that all the time. It's dyslexia. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Nancy's children, because their public pleas are part of the case now. Savannah Guthrie is widely known as a Today Show co-anchor, and she stepped away from broadcasting duties to be in Arizona during the search. Savannah is married to a man named Michael Feldman, and they have 2 children. He has spoken publicly in the context of Nancy's disappearance.
And Annie Guthrie is Nancy's daughter who lives nearby. Law enforcement actively moved into Annie's neighborhood with investigators canvassing and asking neighbors for camera footage. And Cameron Guthrie is Nancy's son. He has also made public pleas. Reporting has identified him as a retired Vermont Air National Guard fighter pilot.
When you watch those pleas, you can only imagine what this would do to you, because there's no closure, only waiting.
Now, we need to address Tommaso Cioni. Some reporting and public summaries describe him as Annie's husband and note that he was involved in the last known normal portion of the night, dropping Nancy home.
And because of that, he and Annie were questioned, and their car and home have been searched. There were even videos released of photos being taken in their garage. Currently, there are teams going door to door in their neighborhood as the search continues.
So we're going to be crystal clear. Being related to someone does not make you guilty. Being the last person to see someone in a normal timeline does not make you guilty. And spreading unverified claims can destroy lives and actively hurt investigations. However, we do need to include him and his role in this case because he was reportedly the last known person to see Nancy. And because the home of Annie Guthrie and Tommaso Cioni has been searched thoroughly, including their neighborhood as a point of interest in the case. I would have said fighter pilot.
Same, right? Okay, so you want me to do
So this
one?
part, I don't know how you want to address it. Do you want to just
Yeah, one, I'll do it, you do it, and I do it.
like say, let's talk about the camera instead of side story? Because I don't know why I put that there.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about the camera, read that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the pacemaker, read that. Let's talk about the ransom notes. So I'll do
the camera. Why?
I'll do the pacemaker, the ransom notes in this part. Or are you wanting to switch back and forth?
No, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
I'm good with bullet points, bro. I can read bullet points all day.
Okay,
Let's
so
do that.
you're
Alright.
doing this part.
Yeah.
Oh, and that part. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's me.
Got it.
All right, so let's talk about the camera. The doorbell camera is almost like a character in this case. It disconnects in the early morning hours, and then later the FBI releases imagery recovered with... Sorry. Okay, I'm good. And then later the FBI releases imagery recovered with help from private sector partners to access footage that may have been lost or corrupted. That tells us there was likely a scrambler to recover. Is that right?
A scramble.
What did I say? Scrambler? What the flying fuck? What the flying fucking shit?
Oh my god.
Okay. I almost read Yahoo. I'm not joking.
That's the source.
I know that's the source. I almost read it. Remember that time you had something there and it said, I was reading like this.
It said,
Insert music.
She said, insert outro music.
That's so stupid, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god, okay. That tells us there was likely a scramble to recover whatever they could.
And let's talk about the pacemaker. When people hear pacemaker plus app plus disconnection time, it triggers a ton of theories, but the only safe thing to say is what's been reported. The pacemaker app disconnected from her phone around 2:28 a.m. We don't know why. We don't know what happened in the minutes after.
No.
And then, oh, sorry.
Oh, wait. No, go ahead.
You told me to read that part, but you can
I
if
probably
you want
did.
to.
No, I don't want to. I ain't volunteering.
They're my witnesses. You told me
No,
to.
yeah, go ahead. I know I did. I didn't volunteer to read. I know that's your part. Go ahead, girl.
And let's mention the ransom notes. There are reports of ransom notes and deadlines, but law enforcement has also been careful about what they can validate publicly. So, possible investigative lane, but not something we can treat as fully confirmed in every detail. And here's the possibility versus non-possibility. It's possible that Nancy was taken against her will. It's also possible, but not confirmed, that an abduction for ransom motive exists. I didn't hear it, so whatever Chloe said, I agree.
I didn't volunteer to read his tribute. I didn't volunteer his tribute. I almost said my name.
Look, you have all the bullets.
I know, it's great. I almost said my name. That's
Chloe.
I know. Chloe Smart. So, where are we today? Nancy is still missing. Her blood was found at her home. The FBI released images and photos of a masked individual at her door. A court-authorized search happened in Rio Rico, and a man said he was detained, then released. Investigators canvassed around Annie's neighborhood asking for footage and tips. Authorities have repeatedly said they're still working the case and have not publicly named a suspect.
When we talk about true crime, it's easy to forget the true part. Nancy is a person who should be sitting in her living room right now. Instead, her family is measuring time in deadlines, tips, and footage frames.
Let's go. All right, here we go. This is my ending. Here's my... Here we go. If you're in the Tucson, Catalina foothills area and you saw anything unusual overnight, January 31st into February 1st, or if you recognize the person in the images, contact law enforcement or the FBI tip line.
We'll keep following verified updates, and when there's something new, we'll bring it to you as facts.
That's it?
Oh, no, I'm not supposed to read that. I'm supposed to say, thank you for listening.
Yes, you are.
I don't want to say that.
Let's dot.
I don't want to say that. I'm supposed to say, thank you for listening, and then you say, and as always, red flags never lie. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh. That feels kind of short. Thank you for listening.
Well, I think that when it ties into this, it probably sounds decent.
Okay. Thank you for listening.
And remember, red flags never lie.
That's it. That's a wrap. We did it. In what? How long? 38 minutes.
Let's go!
What? That's like a world record. And we have an audience. What?
I like having an audience. I think it keeps me accountable, you know?
Yeah.
It keeps me held accountable, I feel like. You know?
So, whenever we release the full episode tonight on Spotify and Apple, it will be edited. So, all of that other stuff in the middle won't be there. And then you're going to be like, wow, that sounds really good. I don't know how they did that. And it's like magic.
Oh, no. Except watch there be one part we missed the edit and it's going to be Kayla!
Foot heels. I don't know why I do that. Sometimes, I don't know why my brain does that. Okay, so, homework. TMZ ransom letter. I have to say this out loud because the only person that I've said it out loud to is Chloe, and I'm just sitting on this hilarious information.
That is pretty funny.
So, I was making a video before we got on to record this podcast, and I was looking at the current updates, right? So I'm trying to like put them all together. And I see TMZ's ransom note that they got today, right? Harvey Levin says he got a ransom note. He sent it to the FBI. Someone sent it to him. So then I'm like looking at like what they asked for, whatever. So they said that they'll give information about whoever abducted Nancy if they can get 1 Bitcoin. Do you know the value of 1 Bitcoin? Because I feel like they wanted them to say this out loud on air. That's why in my video I said roughly 66,000 US dollars. But that's not exactly true. Because it falls between 66 and 67,000. 67. Did anybody else catch that? Or was it just me and my brain because I teach middle school?
No, that's right here all the time. Okay.
It's literally, they wanted them to say on air 66 to 67,000. Now it's 67,394. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
They said 66 to 67,000. But really, they just wanted them to say it out loud and be like...
I mean, I don't know if that's the reason, but that's pretty, like, ironic.
That is.
Anyway.
Daggone, though. Like, 1 Bitcoin, that's crazy, bro.
Anyway, how do we do? Was our episode fabulous?
Yes.
We did that really fast. Like, I'm actually very impressed with us. So, anyone who joins, Kayla said it's like 173,888. Anyone who joins for a preview, thank you for jumping in and supporting us while on our little Superfan Live. This is an every Wednesday night thing for Superfans only. While we record our podcast episode, you get to hear it first and all the bloopers and everything all at one time.
And that holds us accountable to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if there's ever a time where you want to be a guest and grab a box, you can do that too. But we love sharing all the things with you guys. And we did a lot of research today on the Nancy Guthrie case to get all this stuff together because a lot of people want to know like what the exact timeline was, what the background is. That's a lot of the questions that we've gotten. So we put it together for you guys.
Kayla, don't play because I'll put you in a box.
Kayla, I will put you in a box.
Kayla, I will put you in a box.
She said of cereal.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wednesday nights, short and sweet podcast recording. You guys get to see it before it hits Spotify. It will hit Spotify as soon as we get off of here and I get done editing all the clips out.
Yeah.
And then it'll be on there and you can listen in your car. Let me get a box of cereal.
Let me get a box of cereal.
Before we got on, the current updates about Nancy were pretty much the same. Somebody found a glove. Somebody found a mask. I think it's odd that she went missing on the 31st into the 1st, and they just now were saying they found a glove on the side of the road, but they have their most elite teams out there.
Yeah, it's literally been 12 days.
And they detained a DoorDash driver.
Like, how embarrassing.
That's pretty embarrassing.
How embarrassing that you do that to that man, okay? But also, like, how embarrassing for the whole thing. But how sad is it for that man? He had his whole family in the damn car.
I feel bad for the kids that were in the car.
Like, with everything going on with...
Well, no, you don't watch this video.
With everything going on with the cubes, okay? With the ice cubes. Like, everything going on with that. Like, that is scary. You know that family is, like, Could have been on edge, like anything. Like,
well, but also they broke their door and like took their phones and stuff, which I understand. Like, if they genuinely thought this was the person, like, of course, yeah. But it's just, I don't know. It's odd. It's odd.
She will.
I know you don't. I almost sent it to you, Kayla, when I made it, but I didn't.
So what was the reason? What was the reason for what? Them detaining him?
So they told him, well, okay, let me back up. Reportedly, this is what he reported that they told him, that he looked like the guy in the pictures. Specifically, his eyes and eyelashes matched the guy in the pictures.
I'm sorry, but I look like the guy in the pictures.
I do know that they've been following tips that have been coming in, so it's possible that someone could have called him in, like maybe from the neighborhood, like his vehicle, because whenever they stopped him, they did ask him about his car. And I do know that he delivers in the Tucson area. He delivers up and around where Nancy's home is, even though they live in Rio Rico. So, those things being said, it's possible that he was caught on a surveillance at the gas station, or somebody saw him or saw his car.
I think, you know what? That could have been right, the car. The car thing could have been it, because there was somebody in the beginning, one of the neighbors, saying something about a unknown car.
Yeah.
So, a matter of fact, it could have been that, and they just kind of put it together or something. I don't know. But that could have been what honed them in on that. Maybe they were tracking that car, and they saw the camera, like you said. But, I mean, bro, that's sad. He had kids in the car, little kids in the car, his wife. Like, bro, just trying to make a living. I don't know if y'all know Lana on Truth and Transparency on the YT. But this morning she was on live on YT, and it was actually really sweet. She has a really big following, and she's always doing like the Idaho 4, like cases like that. Like, she's a big, what do you say, like, freedom fighter, I would say. She's like, she calls up
Truth and Transparency.
Yeah. So she just calls up bullshit. And she goes through all the documents of everything, and like really with a fine tooth comb. And so this morning she was on live, and she was on the phone with a DoorDash driver. She literally DoorDashed a big ass breakfast from McDonald's to the guy who was arrested
because arrested. He was detained.
Well, detained. That was violent.
They put him in handcuffs.
That was violently detained. Like, that was very traumatic. Detaining.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, the guy they detained for questioning, when he went home, she literally sent a shit ton of McDonald's breakfast through DoorDash, and she was on the phone with the DoorDash driver, and the DoorDash driver was saying, like, there's a line to get to his house. There was a line of like media and everything, and Lana's just like, push through. And then but yeah, it was so cute because she was able to talk to him on the phone, on the DoorDash driver's phone, and they were on live, just letting him know, like, she sent, her and her followers sent him breakfast for his family, and that she was so sorry, and if there's anything she can do to reach out. And it was cool because she actually they get off the phone, and then he calls her back, like, to talk to her about things, like, just basically answering all these questions, and she is, like, she was so pissed. She's just pissed in general that he was, you know what I mean, like, that he was questioned like that, and detained like that. I mean, just with everything else going on, like, him and his wife have seen the news, like, not, like, just the shit that everybody sees on the internet, like, that shit that's happening in, Minnesota. Like, they saw that, so, like, that's scary shit.
I think it's scary anytime, like, in any situation, for something like that to happen, like, to be detained, or to have, police involved, or anything like that. But I just feel really bad for the kids that, were probably, like, traumatized by that. I understand, though, like, if you think this is the guy, then I get it, but but why did you think this was the guy? So I don't know. And I almost wonder if there's like more information that we don't know about why they chose him and like why they did that. But it is very odd. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I think maybe just like wrong place, wrong time. Maybe he was delivering around her house, like not realizing, around the time, and they could have just caught his vehicle or whatever on camera.
Even with recent interviews, like after he's been home, like I think this evening they were asking like, well, have you delivered to her house? And he's like, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
He's like, maybe. I don't know. And they're like, do you know her? And he's like, no, I don't know Nancy. Like, I don't know Nancy. I don't know her.
I mean, looking at the first pictures of him, I could see it a little bit. I was like, okay, maybe the eyes. But then once you see, like, his current photo, like, his face, and it's just, like, it's not a match. So, I don't know what happened with that, but it's interesting. And then also, I'm like, did they do that for, like, to, like, make it look like they're on the wrong trail, or are they just actually on the wrong trail? I don't know.
You don't look anything like him. Nah, you know who my number one is. Kayla don't play. So yeah, but you know, I'm not speculating, okay? But I know from the history of all the cases, when you have a case like this and that one person pushes themselves, inserts themselves in the search and the always in front of the camera, like, I mean, it could just be the personality of the person too, right? Like, maybe it could just be like when the person's like a pick me. You know what I mean? Maybe.
I mean, some people do. Like, people think about it. Like, how many times have you been watching the news and they're like at something big, like a protest or like something big, and everybody in the background is like,
oh yeah,
like trying to be on camera
me as a kid.
Because they're like, oh, they're gonna see me on the news. Like, I mean, yeah, people do that. It looks sus, but people do that.
When a hurricane was rolling through when I was a kid, I remember we were at the beach, like, because it was so rough and it was so, like, we were literally at the beach, and I was like 9, bro. Me and my cousin were sitting there.
She just said when a hurricane was rolling through when I was a kid, we were at the beach.
Yeah. Well, it was, but it wasn't there yet. It was, like, going to hit, like, in a couple of hours. But we were at the beach.
Okay, proceed.
We only lived, like, 10 minutes from the beach. So we was, like, look. We was at the beach. Me and my cousin was sitting there, and it was, like, dark outside, and the waves was crazy high. We're just sitting there, and it's like, so, well, the media guy was there. Nobody else on the beach but our dumbasses. So, like, the media guy's there, like, showing the waves and stuff, and they're, like, filming him. So my cousin's like, I dare you. And I was like, what? So I did. I went up behind him and I was like,
oh my god. That footage exists somewhere in the world.
It does, you know, and I saw it that evening. It was pretty great. And then Hurricane Ivan rolled through. The one right below Katrina. It was fantastic. So yeah, and I was at the beach. It was great. But
yeah,
when people
do that sometimes.
Yeah, so people do that to media. However, I'm just saying, if you fit a certain description and you know that your name is going to be, or not your name, but your face could be plastered everywhere, I would suggest not doing voluntarily interviewing when you live 15 minutes away from the location. Like, that motherfucker just appeared. He said,
this is who I think
it is definitely da-da-da, and it is definitely da-da-da. You just come up in here looking just like you look multiple times, and then they're like, and then who is it? JLR's like, he's like, okay, so you're a neighbor here. How far you been a Tucson native? And he's like, oh, I live about 15 minutes away. You really think about it. 15 minutes away? I'm sorry, but if somebody came over to my house and said, I'm your neighbor, I'm going to think they're in our little neighborhood. Right? I'm going to think they're in our subdivision, like a neighborhood. Like, okay, you live a couple houses down, all right. But that's it. Like, and then I'm like, where you live? Oh, 15 minutes away. 15 minutes away? You were not my...
up here just to let you guys know who I think the suspect is. Thank you.
And you know it could be a female. Just saying. That's what he said.
Bye.
That's what he said. Could be a female. But, like, you know, he's getting so much stuff online. I'm like, I don't know what he's trying to do. I don't know if he's trying to get clout or what. But, like, he's looking real sus. And I don't know. I'm just saying. Usually that's how it goes. Like, people insert themselves, whether it's, you know, quietly or obnoxiously. I'm not saying it's him, but he's making himself look sus to me. That's like me going to your house and being like, yeah, that's my neighbors. For real, bruh. For real. Like, I guess if we're looking at state-wise, maybe somehow. If you just skip over Utah.
I can't get over the one Bitcoin, $66,000 to $67,000.
Yeah, that's interesting.
6-7.
6-7.
Anyways,
so so that's where we are with that case. Maybe they'll get the glove and we'll know exactly who it is, and we'll see. Maybe they'll get the DNA and stuff like that, or whatever they got. And all I'm saying is...
Or maybe they'll just, arrest some... maybe it'll be like a Uber Eats driver next time.
Or the neighbor that lives 15 minutes away.
Yeah, we'll get to see, like, the Uber Eats driver on TV next or something. DoorDash got a free promo.
I'm just saying. Jason's either real ballsy or real not there. Okay?
You can't say people's names. I'll cut that out.
I said, Mason.
I'll be sure to edit that out.
The mason jar.
Shortly.
That's not... Yeah, exactly, bro. That's what I was saying. Like, he's like Chad, bro. He's like Chad.
That's not his real name. All right. Well, we killed it. I mean, we unalived it, and we recorded our podcast episode in 30 minutes flat, which is pretty impressive. 38 minutes flat, which is pretty impressive.
Pretty good.
I'm going to go upstairs and edit it and put music in and cut out all of the F and S words and then put it on Spotify.
There's no F and S words.
I'm going to make some episode art, too. What do you think the episode art should look like for this episode? Shall we put the neighbor on it? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, bro. For real.
Stop. We appreciate all of you guys. We appreciate our super fans. And we are so...
Dude. Bro, let me put him in the
I
background with the little camera next to him like somebody's interviewing me.
Don't play with me because I actually will. But yeah, we appreciate our super fans. We appreciate all of your input. Thank you, Debbie. Debbie sent heart me and level up sparks.
Debbie.
We appreciate you guys. We love you so much more than you know. We do have a a Victims Voices interview tomorrow for that episode. For that series. And then we do have an episode that I'm working on editing that should be dropped before Sunday, hopefully. Angelique's episode. So
we had some little audio difficulties on that.
We had audio difficulties. So it shouldn't have taken this long.
Yeah.
It's a long story, but we have two interviews, one tomorrow and one Sunday. So more stuff coming for you guys for Victims Voices.
Yeah. See, if we played charades, me and Kayla we'd unalive it, bro.
Oh my God. But yeah, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. This was fun. We were excited to do our podcast live because normally we're just doing it and we're just looking at each other and saying everything wrong, and it takes way longer. I think we did better with people.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too.
But we'll be back on Friday for an Everybody Live, and then every Wednesday will be just like this for super fans.
Yeah.
Thanks. If you joined for a preview, thank you for hanging out with us. If you liked the live, if you shared the live, we appreciate you so very much. We love what we do, and we can't do that without you. Without you guys, we're just two girls with a microphone sitting in their podcast closet.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys are fabulous.
Thanks for hanging out with us, and we're going to go watch some true crime.
And edit. We're going to post this tonight, so if you want to listen to the,
the redacted version. The redacted episode.
Yeah, the cleaned up version. It'll be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YT.
And YT.
Yeah, and YT.
It won't be edited on
Yes,
YT.
Kayla, I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah, Kayla, we're going to send it to you. I'm going to send you my videos, too, now. Every time I post a video, I'll just send it to you.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to go. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, you're fabulous.
We love you a lot.
Love you guys.
And we'll see you next time if I can figure out how to get out of here.
Bye.
Bye.
my God, it took like 3 years to click the button.